Welcome back to Treasure and Change. Today we're going to be doing an educational dime hunt. And you'll see here I have a limited number of dimes, not a full box. I did get some bank wrap, some customer wrap, because I wanted to focus on my methods and some of the tools that I use. This is going to be my very first dime hunt for the channel. So I figured I would get you familiar with my process and I can teach you some things that I do. So I have a couple tools here. I have a scale. This scale is helpful for weighing out rolls before you search them. They should be about 114 grams each. This is 113.87 grams, which is within the scope, within the margins of error. So we'll go ahead and put that aside. I'll be using this throughout the hunt. I also have, I don't know if you noticed here, a tiny little magnet. And this magnet is stuck to this roll right now. Later when we get into these, I'll tell you why. It seems like there's two objects in these that stick to magnets. Oh, and if you lose your magnet, it's great. You can find it back once you know that you've got something that's magnetic in these rolls. So there's two rolls that the magnet sticks to. I did that ahead of the video. I also have two books here. This is the Strike It Rich with Pocket Change. This book is geared towards coin roll hunters. The oldest date that it covers is 1959. And the reason is it assumes that if it's older than 1959, it won't be commonly found in pocket change. So this is very much geared towards coin roll hunters. The book covers multiple denominations: pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars. And this is a cherry picker's guide. This is more focused on cherry picking as opposed to coin roll hunting. Cherry picking also involves going through people's collections or going through older coinage. That's why you'll see the Mercury dime or the Winged Liberty head on the cover of this. And this is their volume. So I have volume 2 here in front of me since we're doing dimes. This is geared towards dimes and quarters. So this comes in handy as well. There are a lot of overlaps in these, and I'll show you here in a second something that we're going to be searching for that's in both. I also have here my trusty red book. I have the 2019 version. Here is the latest version that I own, and it's marked up. I actually don't coin roll hunt dimes that much, so you'll see there's still some circles here of blanks that I need to fill in, which with some of the other denominations I'm caught up for the most part up to current, where this one I'm still looking for some stuff here. So we'll look at that. I have here, it blends in with the table, but this is my box. This is how I'm storing. These are just clad dimes. So hopefully if we get some of these fillers, I'll plug them in here. I don't use albums. You'll probably see this and think this is a crime against the coin community over here, but I actually use these old ones that I prefer not to keep them in here. I prefer to store them this method, or I have binders that I use, so I use that for filler. But if we get some of these, you know, maybe I'll have to cut that piece smaller and smaller. I also have a little cheat sheet I use. This I just scribbled on a piece of paper. When I am trying to memorize different varieties or different things to look for, I'll make myself a cheat sheet like this, and what I'll do is I'll pull aside all of the 1967s and I'll just make a stack of them off to the side, and at the end of the hunt I'll go through and I'll look for this specific variety on all of them, instead of doing one at a time, which is just a different format than you might be used to seeing. There was a little bit of digital, so I do have some digital tools that I keep up, and I'll show you what those are now. So these are the two websites I keep up whenever I'm coin roll hunting. On the left you'll see doubledie.com. Those are the Wexler die varieties. And on the right you'll see varietyvista.com. Those are the Konica die varieties. Both of these are major websites that are very reputable and have PhD and experts just cataloging all the different die varieties. If you find an error for the first time, you can submit it to these organizations, and they'll help catalog as well to keep the database going for other coin roll hunters and other coin collectors and numismatists. So I recommend keeping these. Those two books that I shared with you, these can replace those. Most of the varieties you see in those books are actually coming from these websites. Now I'm going to show you how to use your digital imprint resources to enhance your search. You'll remember previously I mentioned that there was a variety in both of these books, that there were some overlap. So I want to share a variety with you that has a lot of potential for your searches. 1969 and 1970, the reverse of dimes on the Philadelphia and the Denver mints. Well, some of them that they used the proof style reverse, right? So this is the common circulation strike. You'll notice that the flame on the torch does not have any detailing, whereas on the proofs of those years, they had these two lines here, these two details, and they accidentally used the proof reverse on some that were for circulation. So you can find them, and I'm actually going to go under the scope and show you what those look like. I have two that my grandma found, and then I found four. So here's three of the four. The other one I'm going to show you under the scope. Here you'll see a common flame underneath the scope. You'll notice there's no detailing. Now here you can very clearly see there's two lines there, two major indents on the flame. Those are the details that I was showing you for the proof style reverse. This is the rare version. So when you go in your hunts, you can start looking for those. So we're going to go ahead and get into the hunt. I went ahead and arranged the coins by heaviest to lightest. Heaviest to lightest, these are the custom wrapped, these are the bank wrapped. And we're going to start over here with the lightest customer wrapped roll because I want to show you what the magnet is doing there. And then I'll probably do these two. These are the two that had magnetic components there. And I'll do these two on camera. I'll fast forward and then go through finds and pause the video as I find them and bring you in and explain to you a little bit about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this roll. A lot of times I'll try to preserve these rolls so I can reuse them, right? I'm not just ripping through them, I'm kind of being delicate. When you don't do the magnet test, sometimes you'll be fooled, because if you can see here, when we look for silver, we're looking for not to have this copper shine to it, right? So all of these that are copper or clad coins, they won't look like this. So we'll see this and we'll say, oh, that's got to be silver. But when it hits the magnet test, it's almost always a foreign. So this one is Ecuador. We get this a lot. This is an Ecuadorian 10 centavos. So we're going to put that aside. I don't necessarily consider foreign coins a find. We do get a lot of foreign coins. I actually prepped some of these foreign coins I frequently see here off to the side, and I didn't open these rolls in advance. These you're seeing them as I see them, but I do have here another Ecuador. We find these fairly often. This one's in rough shape, but I have Ecuador here. I have Canada, which I have a great story for this Canadian coin here. This boat on the back here is actually called the Blue Nose. So this dime, we call it a Blue Nose dime. And there's a history there. I'll maybe explain that a little deeper in another search. I feel like I've already wasted too much time. Not wasted. Well, let me rephrase that. We spent a lot of time doing educational on this search so far. So we'll have to save that for another time. If you're curious, hey, go look it up on your own. Look a little bit about the Blue Nose. This is Honduras. This is Lempira. This is basically their equivalent of George Washington in Honduras. That's on that coin. There's a Cuban coin. I'm down here in sunny South Florida, so we get a lot of coins from Central South America and the Caribbean, and we're kind of the gateway to Central South America and the Caribbean. I'm going to go through these coins one by one, but first I want to see what that other coin's going to be. I guarantee you it's going to be another foreign coin, but let's look. Let's edge hunt, they call it. So do you see what I see right there? Clearly not an American dime. Let's pull it out with our magnet. And what is this? So this is going to be the 50 pesos. This is beautiful. This is from Colombia, if I remember correctly. This one, oh, sorry about that. I was hanging out of focus. This is one that I need to pull the scope out to read every time, but I can tell you I already have one of these, right? So this is going to be Colombia. And this is actually in beautiful condition. This is an upgrade to the one I currently have. This is from, let's see, I know this is kind of odd hanging off the side of here. Let's see if I can read the, so this is 2022. Sorry about this, I'm doing a terrible job with my camera work here. You see it says 2022 there below the 50 pesos. So we'll keep that, it's beautiful. I'll go set it off to the side. Those are some foreign coins. Like I said, I don't really consider foreign coins finds because a lot of times the exchange rate on them has it to where you're actually losing money. So here's a 2025p. I actually don't have a 2025 p. Actually, that's not true. I'm looking for the 2025d is the one I'm looking for. So I'll look through these. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward the video so you aren't sitting here for the longest time watching me do this, but I will bring you in if I have anything. Well, there we go. That's our first silver dime of the hunt. I don't know if you can see that. It's a 1963, I believe. Yeah, 1963. Looks like that last digit underwent a little bit of stress there. I could tell right away because of the edge. I don't know if you can see that. There's no copper on the edge. So that right there, I'd have to check real quick on the silver prices for today. It's something around $2 and some change. Let's go tell for sure. So I just checked the price of silver. As of filming this video, this coin is worth $3.08 worth of silver. So we just made about $3. Let's keep seeing what we can find. Well, we made 2 dimes on the hunt. This roll was 2 dimes heavy. I thought that it would have silver because it weighed heavy, but it turns out it just had 2 extra dimes for us. So hey, we'll take it. We just made 20 cents. You were probably wondering what I was doing sorting these coins down here. I am missing a lot of Denver mints since I'm on the East Coast. So these are all the Denver mints I split up from 70, 80, 90, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. So I'll just go through my book and I'll be able to fill in slots very easily. So I always do that mostly with the Denvers if I'm missing a bunch of Denvers. I haven't kept up with my dimes very much because they're so small. I don't love to search them as often as other denominations, so this will help me catch up on some of the Denver mints that I was missing. Let's see. Okay, so I pulled all of our 2015 P dimes. We have a couple here. We're going to check the reverse for this double die. Okay, so I checked them all. None of those double dies found. Had 3 of these. None of the double ears. So strikes out, but I'm glad we looked. If we get in the habit of looking every time, eventually we might find one. Okay, time to wrap up this extra long video with our finds. Our best find was definitely this silver dime. It's made of silver. Next best find, I would say for me, would be these two 2009s. 2009 was a low mintage year for dimes and for nickels, and we always checked for those. So it's not that great. It's 96.5 million, which is still quite a lot. But if you compare them to other years where we're getting into the billions, this was definitely a substantial drop in production. The D is something I haven't found yet. That's 49.5 million. That's the one that we're really looking for, the semi-key date there. I did get a lot of album fillers. I think you saw I was setting aside kind of stacks of dimes down there, and it was because I was grossly behind. I was negligent with my dimes. I hadn't been searching them as often, so I was catching up. So I have these D's that I'm going to go ahead and put into the box. We did have 2 foreign finds, this one from Ecuador, which I'm going to leave unflipped. I might just throw in a little piggy bank style that I have, just a little box that I keep foreigns. This one though I decided to flip up because it was just in such great shape. 2022 Colombian 50 pesos. Really like the bear on the obverse. Very cool. So that concludes my hunt. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.